shooter shot multiple people at my office, some of whom are dead. Finally, he says, gunman shot through the glass door to the office and opened fire on multiple employees. Can't say much more and don't want to declare anyone dead, but it's bad. But we now know that at least 5 people have died.
Okay, the country has lost its mind on several different fronts. I want to break it down and explain it. There's an attack on the press that Donald Trump called the enemy of the people. Given the amount of gun violence in the country, given the right-wing assault on the press, this is not remotely surprising. Is anyone really surprised? When you heard about an active shooter and 5 people dead, were you shocked? I thought, yeah, well, it's Thursday in America. Of course there's an active shooter. There's always an active shooter because we have 250 million guns in the country. And the right wing, which has lost its mind in its entirety, celebrates it. Yeah, that's called freedom. This is not what I call freedom. And those people are dead. Just for 1 second, think about what Phil Davis said. Imagine in your office, wherever your office is, just picture it for a second, and you hear a shooter, and picture your coworkers, they're getting shot. You go onto your desk, and you hear them reload. That's what happened today. Phil Davis was super lucky to survive, as were all the survivors, but 5 people did not survive, because we have a country that has lost its mind. Okay, let's just give everybody guns. Everybody gets guns. Gee, I wonder if a certain percentage of the population is going to be mentally unbalanced. Of course! In every country, you have a certain percentage that is mentally unbalanced. And they might have no reason behind an attack. They might have a political reason behind an attack. They might have a religious reason behind the attack. But the bottom line is, of course they're crazy. They're all crazy. You think terrorists are sane? You think oh, well, I'm a dentist and everything is going well. And, you know what, I got 3 kids. But you know what? I'm just going to go shoot people. No, they're looking for honor and glory in their twisted minds in almost all these cases. And plus, there's just the people who really should be locked up in asylums, and we don't do that either. And then on top of that literally fiery stew that we have in this country, we then have the president inciting people nonstop. So, look, I'm going to get to the second way the Republican Party has lost its mind, but I want to go to video 13. This was just, what is this, less than a week ago, right, in South Carolina. Donald Trump. We'll take a look.
A few days ago, I called the fake news the enemy of the people, and they are. They are the enemy of the people. Because they have no sources, they just make them up when there are none. Say that we can't criticize their dishonest coverage because of the First Amendment. You know, they always bring up the First Amendment.
Okay, so, and I discussed this on a previous show. I think, is it all right to criticize the First Amendment? You also have a First Amendment right? Is it okay to call them biased? Of course it is. Is it okay to call them the enemy of the people, especially when you're the President of the United States? No, not remotely okay. How many times has this guy incited people? He says, oh, you got to attack them. I'll pay for your bills. Attack, attack, attack. And then Charlottesville happens. He learns nothing from it. And then he goes on to say, there's very good people on both sides. There's very good people on the Nazi side? Is that what happened? He has no remorse. And the Republican voters had already almost lost their minds. And Trump just put them over the top. So why do I blame all the voters, which no one else says, oh my God, don't criticize the Republican voters. No, I will criticize them. Because they love guns. And they say, give it to everybody. Give it to everybody. Don't get surprised when the policies they voted for wind up murdering someone you know. Okay? And in the case of the media, poll just came out. 92% of Republicans say that the news sources report news they know to be fake, false, or purposely misleading. 92%. 92% of Republican voters say they all go into newsrooms, like the one they just shot up, and we don't know who it is in specific. I'm telling you the trends and where the right wing keeps pushing, right? Oh, they go into that Capitol Gazette, and they don't actually do the news. They don't check any of the facts. They just make up stuff against Republicans. Oh, they're the enemy of the people. Why don't you? The only thing left to say is, why don't you do something about it? They bring them right up to the edge, except for Milo Yiannopoulos, who just said a couple of days ago, I can't wait for vigilante squads to start gunning journalists down on sight.